Elon Musk has always been a polarizing figure, especially in recent months with his controversial views and actions. One of the most baffling things he's proposed is the idea of imposing a 60% tariff on every product imported from China. While it may seem like a bold move, it's clear that Musk doesn't fully grasp how tariffs work. There's a misconception that China would bear the brunt of the cost. We all know tariffs are taxes that are ultimately passed on to consumers. Major economists, including those at tsla, have said this repeatedly. I want to give Elon a little credit here, though. There was a time when he understood the dynamics of tariffs, but lately his perspective seems to have shifted. His approach to trade and tariffs now seems less thought out and more about desperation or experimentation. The idea itself is certainly innovative, but whether it will work or not is a different story. It could backfire, and it may be a while before we know the outcome. What's more, Musk's current quest for power is something else entirely. As the wealthiest person in the world, Musk has the unique ability to influence not only major companies but also political figures. There's no denying that the influence he wields is intoxicating, and it's something we see reflected in his behavior on platforms like Twitter. Musk's leadership and entrepreneurial skills are extraordinary, but there's something different when it comes to his thirst for power. He's clearly someone who values control and influence above all else. And while he's done incredible things in business, his pursuit of power seems to cross the line from entrepreneurial vision to a more insidious desire for dominance. On Twitter, Musk has openly trolled, using the platform not just as a way to communicate, but as a way to manipulate and control the narrative. He understands the way algorithms work. His tweets get amplified because of the sheer number of followers he has. The more engagement a tweet gets, the more people it reaches, and this can snowball, effectively shaping public discourse. Musk knows that his voice carries weight, and by engaging with certain individuals, he amplifies their voices too. It's a power play. And while many may think it's all part of the fun or the game, it has serious implications for how people are exposed to information online. I want to be clear here. As an entrepreneur, I have massive respect for Elon. His ability to take risks, build companies from the ground up, and execute his vision is unparalleled. But as a Twitter user and an individual who wields so much influence, Musk's actions are becoming more concerning. His interactions with followers and his engagement with certain ideas are shaping the platform's direction, often in ways that seem to align with his own personal views, rather than fostering a fair and balanced discourse. Take, for instance, the way Musk has approached the issue of immigration. While he often claims to be against illegal immigration, I think his views are more complex than that. As an immigrant himself, Musk likely sees the negative perceptions surrounding illegal immigrants, which might make him feel that any focus on illegal immigration could inadvertently harm the status of legal immigrants, including himself. His stance might stem from this fear that by diminishing the perceived issue of illegal immigration, he can help improve the standing of those who follow the legal path. That's a theory I have about Musk's perspective, at least. In terms of free speech, Musk has tried to make Twitter a more open platform, focusing on allowing more voices to be heard. However, this philosophy has its limits, especially when it comes to advertisers. Musk's vision for Twitter doesn't necessarily align with the desires of all advertisers, many of whom want to distance themselves from controversial content. That's the challenge Musk faces. He wants to support free speech, but advertisers have the right to choose where they spend their money. It's a delicate balance, and whether Musk can maintain that balance while also keeping Twitter financially viable is still to be seen. One thing I do respect about Musk is his commitment to his ventures. He's all in. He doesn't hedge his bets. When it comes to his businesses, whether it's Tesla or Twitter, Musk goes all in, using every cent he has to make his vision a reality. That level of dedication is something you rarely see, and it's one of the reasons why he's been so successful. However, with Twitter, he may have underestimated just how complex the situation was. What seemed like a strategic acquisition has turned into something much more difficult to navigate, especially as Musk now faces the challenges of maintaining a platform that's both profitable and in line with his ideals. When it comes to OpenAI, Musk's past involvement has been a topic of debate. While he's an advocate for the technology, his relationship with OpenAI has been fraught with tension. Musk has invested heavily in the company but also distanced himself from certain decisions, particularly as OpenAI began to shift its focus. He's often critical of companies like OpenAI, but he's also been a vocal supporter of AI's potential. The rivalry with other companies in the AI space, such as Google's Gemini and Meta's developments, has only added fuel to the fire. Musk's criticism of AI practices in these companies often comes off as more about his fear of competition than genuine concern for the technology's ethical implications. Musk's approach to social media algorithms also warrants attention. The algorithm on Twitter, now X, is built around amplifying the content from the biggest accounts. This means that the more followers and engagement a user has, the more likely their posts are to be seen by others. This is why Musk's interactions with certain individuals, especially those on the right, have such a far-reaching impact. His tweets and engagements don't just reach his followers, they impact the broader platform due to how the algorithm is designed. This tree structure amplifies the content of users with large followings, effectively giving Musk more power to shape the platform. I think there's a real danger in how Musk uses his platform. By amplifying certain voices, he's changing the discourse, often in a way that benefits his personal agenda. It's not necessarily about the message itself, but the way it's distributed. Musk has the ability to shape what people see on Twitter, which is a tremendous responsibility. Challenge now is whether he will continue to wield that power responsibly or let it spiral into something more dangerous. There's a larger issue at play here too, one that goes beyond just Musk. The way algorithms shape our online experiences is increasingly becoming a source of concern. People are getting stuck in echo chambers where the content they see is tailored to reinforce their beliefs rather than challenge them. This creates a polarized environment, one where we're more likely to be influenced by what we see on our feeds than by careful reasoning or diverse perspectives. The fundamental problem isn't necessarily woke ideology, but the way social media platforms are designed to keep people within certain ideological bounds. At the end of the day, it's clear that Musk's influence on social media, business, and politics is vast. He's positioned himself as one of the most powerful individuals in the world, and while his accomplishments as an entrepreneur are impressive, his quest for power raises serious concerns. Whether he can balance his ambitions with responsibility remains to be seen, but his actions on Twitter provide a glimpse into how dangerous unchecked power can be. Musk may have revolutionized the car industry, but the real challenge ahead is whether he can handle the complexities of running a global platform while maintaining the ideals he claims to support. Only time will tell.